All right, guys, I know we've kind of approached like broken record mode at this point. I keep saying this can't get worse for Ubisoft. I feel like this just continues to get worse every time I say it. And yes, as it stands right now, things just got a whole lot worse. So we have already seen Assassin's Creed Shadows delayed, possibly to February of next year or beyond if things just continue to spiral out of control over at Ubisoft. With the issues and revisions needing to be made to this game, remember, Yasuke has been a hot button issue, the Black Samurai, people saying that it's not being respectful to Japan to have this black man running around beating the crap out of Japanese people, just completely like butchering and decapitating other samurai and Japanese people as a whole. And then, of course, you see issues with the game itself, things like inconsistencies in architecture, and again, the lettering that they use, and using Chinese instruments and whatnot. Now we're seeing that things just got worse again, saying that apparently this has bumped the entire slate of Assassin's Creed games further down the line than they had already anticipated. So we have Assassin's Creed Shadows delayed to February 14th of next year. What a lot of people aren't realizing is there was an Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake scheduled to release in November of next year, but this could now be pushed back to 2026. So imagine this. They already had to move their third major game. I mean, if you don't count X Defiant, nobody's even talking about X Defiant. We had Skull and Bones, which was a complete disaster, cost them hundreds of millions of dollars. We had Star Wars Outlaws, which was an even bigger issue where they had like less than or just right around 1 million copies sold. And of course, another game that possibly cost them $200-300 million to create. And then you had Assassin's Creed Shadows, which was supposed to be their big like tentpole for this year. Those games were supposed to be like the big three. Now we have Assassin's Creed Shadows bumped to 2025, so they're looking at that game hopefully doing well next year. And then you would have had Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake, which would have done gangbusters, except now that's going to possibly be delayed to 2026. So absolutely abysmal news for Ubisoft. And of course, this activist investor group we talked about before that is saying that basically Ubisoft is just trying to tank their share price so that all the top people can come in and buy up the shares at a lower price. This group of investors has now gained about 10% of support of the total shareholders, and they are trying to oust everybody at Ubisoft and force them to go private. And we're going to get into a lot of really interesting details about that in a second. But just make sure you spend a second checking out Instant Gaming if you're looking at picking up any of the current top-selling games like Warhammer Space Marine 2, Black Myth Wukong. There's even some other ones like Forever Winter, which looks pretty interesting. I haven't had a chance to look too much into that game yet. But of course, they also have pre-orders available for all different consoles, different, PC, launchers like Epic and Steam and whatnot. So check them out. They've got a 4.7 out of 5 stars on Trustpilot. Every game that I've bought from them has worked no problem whatsoever. So they are buying these keys directly from retailers. They are not like sketchy third-hand, shady keys that you're getting from some weird website that you can't validate. So they've also got my giveaway going for another 26 days. Make sure you click the link down below. There's a link directly to the giveaway. It just resets every month. We've had 2 winners so far. This month's winner can pick any key on the website. So you can just choose from any platform you want to use, pick a key on the website. Huge shout out to Instant Gaming. Thanks for sponsoring the channel. Now, Ubisoft is allegedly going to have to cut around 40% or 8,000 people amid the rumors of this buyout. This is insane, guys. So we're talking a studio that in the last year and a half has probably spent close to $1 billion, if not more, on 4 or 5 titles for development, games that have taken 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years even to develop. I mean, hell, Skull and Bones was apparently in the works for like 10 years. And now they're saying that they might have to lay off as much as 40% of their employees. Absolutely brutal. And what's really funny, what kind of drives home this idea that if they sell it off to Tencent, this Chinese company that has been invested in Ubisoft for a long time now, if they go private and sell their shares to Tencent, what's really weird is that today, after this report, you can see that the stock price, the actual stock price has jumped up by 4 euros, down here around $10, sorry, not $10, 10 euros, all the way to 14 euros. So this tells me that these people are buying this stock, anticipating them to sell the company off so that when they get paid back, they actually make money after buying the dip. So very, very sus behavior here. Very strange to see the stock suddenly jump up 4 euros. Really concerning. I would just say that this is definitely a sign that this rumor is probably going to be proven true at this point. And this has just been one gigantic disastrous year for Ubisoft, one that they'd probably love to never have to look back on. So it would not shock me if this turns out to be the case. And you got Endymion from Twitter here saying, oh, look, another thing I said was going to happen with Ubisoft is likely going to happen now, talking about the buyout of Ubisoft. And the thing that's important to remember, Endymion is the guy who's broken a lot of these rumors, a lot of these stories, a lot of the alleged things that are going on behind the scenes at Ubisoft, where a lot of these people are saying, this is not what we signed on for, we're not happy with this, they're not listening to us, they're essentially letting ideology and all this DEI crap kind of guide the ship, and a lot of us aren't thrilled with it, and there's nothing we can do about it. But then we saw today, Endymion had a video that he put out about Star Wars Outlaws, and apparently they could actually render Humberly Gonzalez, the motion capture model, the voice actress of the character Kay Vess from Star Wars Outlaws, pretty damn well. Now, I'm going to say that this outfit that they have her in is not flattering at all. This is just essentially like they wanted to have Han Solo, but as a woman. But if you just look at her face, forget about the outfit for a second. You can put her in whatever outfit they decided to put her in for the game. If you look at this face, and then you see what they changed it to for the actual game, this tells you full on right here what is wrong with Ubisoft and why they are failing, because they did not want to let a woman with an attractive face be the face of this game. They, for some weird reason, decided to make Kay Vess more androgynous, less attractive, less standard, traditionally feminine, and tried to make her more of a, I would say, genderless, protagonist, just because of the fact that the character just doesn't have any real femininity. There's nothing interesting about the character. She doesn't have like alluring eyes or anything defined about her. She is just bland, and the game looks bland. It's part of why I think the game is going to fail. But it gets better. We're not done yet. So you can see right here, this article from That Park Place says monetization director at Ubisoft, Stevie Chassard, lashes out at gamers and fellow developers. Now this is hilarious. These guys are definitely freaking out. And you can see from this post on LinkedIn, Stevie Chassard, the monetization director at Ubisoft, posted 3 days ago, I rarely post on social media, but today I am sad, ashamed and sad. Shame. Shame, guys. The gaming industry is rough at the moment. We all know it. But seeing how, quote, gamers react on social media, wishing ill fate to companies and people alike is sad, and not only towards Ubisoft. Even though it is always the vocal minority that express themselves on social media, I was hurt and ashamed to be part of this community. What is even more revolting is coming on LinkedIn, which LinkedIn, guys, for anybody who doesn't know, if you don't have a LinkedIn account, it's just basically like a networking for the worst people on the planet. Yeah, I know it's for work also, but it's really just like weirdo Facebook. What's even more revolting is coming on LinkedIn and seeing the same comments from people within the industry. So he doesn't like the fact that other developers, people within the industry, have had enough of this crap. On top of exposing yourself as a clearly non-decent human being, you are affecting thousands of employees that are already impacted by all the hate despite doing their best to deliver incredible experiences. How can you wish a company to fail simply because they do not cater to you or that the product does not please you is beyond me. Guys, this is very common sense. This is not just about games. This is not just about entertainment. If a company switches products, for example, I'm going to give you guys a boomer example here because I am a massive Costco shopper. No, I'm not a fan of the Costco guys. Don't even get me started on those idiots. But if I go to Costco and I buy the cinnamon rolls that they always have in the bakery, and I love the cinnamon rolls, and then they switch the cinnamon rolls to what they have now, which is complete dog crap, and they taste terrible, and they dry out really fast, and I don't enjoy them, am I going to continue to buy the cinnamon rolls, or am I going to say, yo, Costco, I don't like these, change it back to the way it was before? And if they choose to change all of their products to something that nobody likes, and then people are fed up with it, are people not allowed to vote with their wallet? Are they not allowed to express their irritation and their criticism of what the current product is? Video games are no different from any other commodity that you buy in the sense that when they make something worse, you are allowed to criticize it and not spend your money on it. And unfortunately, what happens is these companies are either going to have to learn or they're going to go out of business. That is the reality that we live in. This is not a necessary commodity. Video games are a luxury. They're entertainment. They're something that we can use for escapism. And if these developers aren't learning by now that we're going to vote with our wallets and that we have the right to speak up about it, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm just like, I cannot believe how quickly this news is coming out every single day. There's something else that's dropping about Ubisoft, and I'm here for it. I am definitely excited about seeing some change actually being made. So let me know what your thoughts are down below. Leave a comment, subscribe, like if you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys on the next one. All right, and if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you for being here. I do have 2 channels, Minimal Effort Podcast, as well as my gaming channel. I do have a Twitch and Kick for my gaming channel. We do live streams over there occasionally, maybe once a week. And then if you are in the market for a new PC, make sure to check out Meta PCs. Click the link I have down below. Use code TBO at checkout for a special discount. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.